Hi everyone. So for today I thought that instead of doing a normal episode like I usually do, I'd show you a bit of behind the scenes and just show you how I do a normal episode. So for animating, I use Anime Studio Pro 7. I think right now the latest version is 12. It's really amazing. So yes, I'm still outdated in terms of the software. So as you can see, when you open up, you get a default like character setting, and this is a character that you can play around with, but this is not what I'm here for. So today I'm going to show you how I did the Thanos episode. I hope that you guys checked it out. So as you can see, this is my character right here. So this is more or less, well, it's actually puppet animation, so there's nothing more or less here. As you can see, I'm just gonna bring that up. So I've got my background that's missing, and I just need to update this and find the location of it. So I'm just gonna look for it. I'm very bad at sorting this stuff out, but there's my background that I used. Alright, so usually when I'm about to animate, all I do is I import my background. As you can see, I've got there's elements here that make up the scene. So I'm just gonna go to frame 1 where everything's together. And you can see this is my character here. I just call him presenter. And in front of him, there's this microphone, as you've seen countless times, as you can see. And these are all elements that I create in the software. It's always easier to create, or better, it's rather better to create the elements in the software itself, because as you zoom in, sometimes if it's an image, you can see that it gets very pixelated, whereas if it's an element that you've created in the project itself, like the vector remains consistent and the quality doesn't drop. So I'm just gonna have a pre-render view right there. That's what it looks like. And then as you can see, I've got my cup here, and then on the microphone you can see, you can see these are all lines that make up the microphone. So I always prefer to do my stuff in the software itself. So you might be wondering, if that's the case, then why make the background an image? Well, actually the background itself, I do have it here. I called it house, and you can see this is the original one. So what I did was, because the camera does not zoom in or zoom out, so the quality wouldn't really be destroyed, if I can say, if that's the right word to use. Alright, so as you can see, usually when I start an episode, I write down like all the stuff that I'm gonna say, and then followed by recording it. So here I've got my my audio, so I'm just gonna play it, and it's not playing. Let's see, why isn't it playing? Alright, I think it's playing through my okay, so I've got my audio here. Let's see how this does. Alright, so as you can see, I've already synced in the mouth, because you just go to sync and you choose the audio that you're gonna sync with. So in terms of this is Thanos' helicopter, the one that I recorded. So that's always the first thing when I do an episode. It's always the lip syncing before I do the actions and everything. As you can tell, the character is rigged. So the character has bones that you can move around if you wanted to. You can move his head. It always looks a bit weird, so you always have to do it properly. I think I should fix that because it doesn't look right. And as you can see, every time you move it around, it creates a keyframe. And this allows you to make, movements. So I'll go to this frame here. As you can see, I moved him just a little bit. And then the other thing, it's as well as to make because the movement aren't so dynamic, what I usually do is I play around with the eyes a lot. So these are the eyes. So as you can, right now they don't have any actions, but here, right here, there's a key sequence that's happening right here. Key sequence, as you can see. He's moving around, he's looking around. I'm gonna zoom out. So what I did was I actually created actions. So instead of creating multiple keyframes, you can actually create actions that will just cycle throughout. And to make it, you don't want to create like the same like action. You want to create multiple actions so that it doesn't look redundant and it doesn't look repetitive. So I created these ones. It's about 7 seconds long. So these are just the default, but then there's also other actions, like you can see his eyebrows there, as well as eyebrow surprise. You can see there, and if I go to my eyebrows, I've just called them bros, you can see. So this just cycles throughout the animation, if you guys are wondering. All right. So you can see these are all, I just put the actions in the timeline, and then you can see every time it starts, it creates an action for him. And the best part is that these actions can still be influenced if you add a keyframe. So if there's something that I don't like about it, the way it's going, I can always add a keyframe and change it. It's always nice. All right. So usually I'd recommend that if you're going to do an episode of anything or even start your own series, it's always a good idea to do multiple actions so that by the time that you start animating, like you just use it and you don't have to like literally just do the action in the episode. Even in terms of the way he's moving his arms right now. Oops, I added a keyframe. The way it's also an action, so I can play these actions throughout the episode. So the best part is that you don't have to worry about what's going on under the stuff that's not being animated. So the stuff that won't appear in the animation, I don't worry too much about it, because as you can see, it's really covered right now. So you don't really, like, he doesn't have pants. It's just him. So if I do Control J, you'll see that it's only this stuff. Oops, I didn't play. All right. So I think in terms of these vlog episodes, what takes the most time, it's the lip syncing. It's a lot of lip syncing, and sometimes it just doesn't look right. I just need to fix my audio. I don't know why it's not playing from my speakers. But it's something that's I'm not gonna stress too much about it. I think it's probably the mic. The mic's preventing it from playing, but who knows, I could be wrong. The system could be playing it and I could be just talking rubbish. But so yeah guys, so this is how I make an episode. It's fairly simple. That's why I opted for this. I know that some people find it dry because eventually it becomes repetitive. It's not, that's why I usually add like pictures around here now. So I only do that in After Effects when I've finished animating and I've rendered to the final thing. But this is just the basics of it. If you guys have any questions, please feel free, ask me in the comments. I always read my comments, so anything that you ask, I will be able to respond. If I do miss it, just keep on sending it, and I promise I will respond. And if you guys want more tutorials, I'd actually love to do tutorials, but I just don't want to do random tutorials that people might already know. So guys, if you have a tutorial that you'd like me to do, please feel free, and I'd love to do it and show you how I do my stuff, and maybe you can learn a thing or two. So I hope that you guys subscribe. I hope that you check out my other animations, and I'll see you next week for another episode. All right, enjoy and stay strong. Bye bye.